What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today I want to go over the latest Destiny news surrounding Rise of Iron and also a bit of Destiny 2 that have come out over the past couple of days. As you probably know, I've been in LA for COD XP, so I wasn't able to keep up to date with all the little bits of news from around the internet like I normally do, so I apologise for that. But if anyone else that hasn't been keeping up with the news, I want to go over everything recently that's been noteworthy and get your thoughts on some of these bits of info. And I've also got some very special videos lined up for you guys very soon. I can't say what, but they're very, very awesome. I know you guys are going to love them, so stay tuned for the channel. Got some really awesome stuff coming up. So without further ado, let's talk about this new info. So the first thing is actually regarding Destiny 2. So my good friend Morconsole, who is another Destiny YouTuber, picked up the latest copy of PlayStation Official Magazine, and in it he found a very interesting quote from Bungie about Destiny 2. So in this PlayStation Official Magazine, they said, in 2017 with Destiny 2, bigger changes are coming. And then Bungie also said the larger the release, the more disruptive the changes you can do, which is a really interesting statement to say right there. Of course, it's quite vague. They aren't going to let slip many details about Destiny 2 at this point. So they're basically saying that because Destiny 2 is going to be a very big release, it allows them more freedom to make disruptive changes. Now, of course, it's been a mystery for a long time exactly how Destiny 2 is going to go down, whether it's going to be a massive expansion for Destiny with more planets, more weapons, more enemies, exotics, stuff like that, or whether it's going to be a completely new game altogether and very different to the Destiny we know and love so far. That is the big question. We have no idea exactly how Bungie is going to pull it off, but the way they talk about having disruptive changes in a larger release makes me think they're actually going to be changing the game quite a lot, and that could also include having a fresh start and maybe not carrying through our weapons that we have in Destiny 1. Now this, of course, is another very controversial topic. A lot of people want to have their gear in Destiny 2, a lot of people don't. They want a completely fresh start. I personally, the only things I want to keep through would be my emblems, my grimoire, my shaders and stuff like that. The small visual things. I think a few exotics would be awesome as well if we could have some legacy exotics, but I don't really want to be using the same weapons in Rise of Iron in Destiny 2 and beyond for years to come. But based on this quote from the PlayStation Magazine, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of changes, and Destiny 2 isn't just going to be a massive expansion with more stuff. There actually be a lot of differences between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But of course, leave a comments down below and let me know your thoughts of what you hope for in Destiny 2 in terms of progression. So let's talk about some of the Rise of Iron news and some of the things happening for Destiny very shortly. So the biggest thing that I think is really exciting is that there will be an in-game event around a week before the Rise of Iron launches. That should be next weekend, probably around next Tuesday or Thursday. Expect an in-game event to be happening, which will see the launch of Rise of Iron. So of course, before the Dark Below, we had the Blades of Crota invading the Cosmodrome and a bit of the moon as well, and that let you use the Sword Relic for the first time. Of course, in the House of Wolves DLC, we had the Wolves Prowling, which allows us to use the Scorch Cannon Relic for the first time. And then for the Taken King, there was a semi-event. It was the Taken Corruption missions, which is a very rare chance of spawning as a patrol mission. There wasn't a relic because the relic in the Taken King isn't actually a weapon. It's that kind of insloper, the ball thing you carry around that sometimes dunk into objects. So it isn't a weapon. I guess that's why it wasn't usable in the patrol. But I'm guessing that this time with the Rise of Iron, we'll be able to use that battle axe. Then there'll probably be some kind of Siva or Devil Splicer's infection, and the axe relic comes into place. Now, we also found out the Taken Corruptions will still be happening on some of the planets, which to me is kind of annoying. I really got sick of those Taken showing up everywhere and despawning the enemies. When you're going for like a mission trying to get Minotaurs, and a bunch of Taken spawn and despawn the enemies you're looking for. So I'm hoping it's decreased, but we do know they're still going to be there for the Taken War missions, and anyone trying to do the Taken King quest lines will still be able to do those. So next up, in an interview, Bungie also talked about the possibilities of bringing back the Mythoclast and the Necrochasm through, of course, reprising the old raids. So what they said directly is that they're not bringing them back just yet, but like private matches, they are thinking about them. So to me, that is definitely not shutting down the question, and I think I've always said for a long time, I think that before Destiny 2, at some point next year, we're going to get live events that remake the Vault of Glass and the Crota's End, and in it, we're going to get the Necrochasm and the Mythoclast remade as well, just like Prison of Elders was. I think it makes sense. I don't think we'll get another expansion, but I do think remaking those old raids would be perfect. It'll be a good send-off for Destiny 1 to be completed with all the content relevant, and all 4 raids will be at the current light level. I think that'll be perfect, and we know Bungie is looking into them the same way they were at private matches, which of course has happened by now. So if the community shows enough passion for it, I think Bungie will make it happen. They could do something else entirely and maybe do a smaller DLC or a larger DLC. They're probably still thinking about it and whether they want to dedicate enough time to bringing back the old raids, whether people prefer that to some new content. So I'm sure they're talking about a lot of things right now, but it's a possibility, and those exotics could be on the table. We also learned that new legendary strike-specific loot items will be available as well on Rise of Iron. So that includes, of course, the Wretched Eye Strike, the brand new one, and the 2 remade ones of Sepix Perfected, being the Devil's Lair and Sepix Prime, and also the Abomination Heist, which is Fogoth in the Summoning Pits, which we remade. So those are going to have new strike-specific loot items, which is awesome. Also, 3 of coins are going to be exactly the same, so that's a very interesting topic a lot of people have wanted to know about. Bungie also haven't said anything about if exotic engrams that you get now before Rise of Iron are going to decode into Rise of Iron light level gear after the expansion drops. Every single expansion we've had so far, this hasn't been possible, so I'm hoping it isn't possible, and I doubt it will be personally, but so far Bungie have not confirmed or denied whether you can save up those old exotic engrams. They also confirmed that you will be able to preload the expansion, which is definitely good news. And now talking about the Chroma gear and Sterling treasures, there are a lot of interesting developments. So firstly, there's of course going to be plenty of Chroma gear in Rise of Iron, and Year 3 gear will be Chroma enabled, but of course you won't be able to get any Sterling treasures anymore, so Eva is actually going to sell Chromas herself. Now onto Sterling treasure, those will only be obtained once a week from the 41 prison, which is good, you can still get them if you want some of the older gear, but of course with the Rise of Iron, the Sterling treasure is not going to be sold by Tess anymore. She is instead going to sell the new Radiant treasure, which you can also earn once per week from the weekly Heroic Strike playlist. Now we've talked about the exotic ornaments a lot on this channel, and those of course allow you to visually customize and transform your exotic weapons and armor. Now those will be of course obtainable from Radiant treasures, and if you get one that you have a duplicate of or you don't want it, you can dismantle that ornament and you'll get something called Silver Dust, and Xur will also take Silver Dust for other ornaments. You can buy ornaments straight from Xur with this Silver Dust, which is a new currency, kind of like Motes of Light or Strange Coins. Silver Dust is going to be quite a big thing. You dismantle the ornaments you don't want, you can buy other ornaments that you do want from Xur when he comes around every week. And another thing you can do with these Silver Dust is use it to buy those visual artifact lenses from Tess Everest, and those are the items that go in your artifact slot, and they're purely cosmetic. They change the visual tint of your screen to be sepia or slightly blue, and that's another use of your Silver Dust. So there we have it, that is a bunch of the latest news for Destiny 2 and also Rise of Iron. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, a like rating would be much appreciated. Of course, stay tuned, like I said, I've got a bunch of awesome videos on the way, so stay tuned right here on the channel. You definitely don't want to miss them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.